Today we're going to be talking about this camera here, the Olympus XA2. Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joss. I'm the junior creative here at Otterworks. So for a little while I'd been looking for a 35mm camera that I could take out with me wherever on the go and just take photos rather than it being on my iPhone or a big SLR or DSLR. And I actually found this camera through watching another YouTuber, Matt Day, one of his videos where he talked about the Olympus XA1. This is actually the XA2, and when I bought it I actually thought I was buying the XA1, but it was actually an XA2, which was completely by accident because I did kind of buy it on a whim after watching his video. I guess the YouTube algorithm had seen that I was looking for a small 35mm camera, showed me that video, and on a whim I kind of found one on eBay and just bought it. Now you can usually pick them up for about £70 upwards, but this one in particular was actually only £35 because the seller had specified that it hadn't been tested, and I thought I'd take a risk because I thought, what's the chances of it actually being broken? And that's a risk that you can choose whether you want to take or not, but I thought, why not? I could probably get that money for parts if it didn't work anyway. So I thought I'll just buy it and see if it works and hope for the best. Luckily for me, it does work. Very well, in fact. So yeah, maybe this was a reckless purchase, but I think I got lucky and it's paid off. So actually looking at the camera, it's got this clamshell design, so when you pop it open like that, you just slide it on top. It actually presents the lens, so when it's closed it actually protects the lens, which is quite a nice little feature. And then to take a photo, you've got this little thumb wheel on the side here, just like a disposable camera. Wind that up, and then on the top you've got your shutter release button, which is actually really flush to the top of the camera, so it's super sensitive. So if I take a photo, you can see and hear just how sensitive it is. You can see I barely press the button and it just took the photo. In terms of the control you have over the camera and the pictures it makes, it's pretty, I guess you could say, limited, but it's also kind of perfect for why I wanted it. One of the biggest downfalls of the old Pentax SLR that I was using was it kind of, it was a bit of resistance. I was less inclined to take more photos and things like that. But with this, you literally just have to set your ISO at the bottom here, if it wants to focus. There, ISO at the bottom. So I've got Ultramax 400 in here, so it's just set to ISO 400 most of the time. And then you've just got zone focus up the side here. So your bottom mode is two little heads, so that's kind of your portrait. So this kind of shot that you're seeing here, it would be something like that. Typically it's photos I take of my girlfriend at home or Ben and Dan here in the office, which is the majority of the photos, to be honest. The second mode you've got is two people, so that's kind of your full body shots, something that's kind of over 2 meters away, I'd say. The first one would be kind of less than 2 meters. And then your final mode is just landscape, so your wide open shot. And then when you actually close the camera, it does automatically reset to the middle one. So if I show you here, if it wants to focus again, as I close it, you'll see that this will go back to the middle. There you go. So just be aware of that when you use the camera, that it won't remember what you last had it to unless it was the middle one, obviously. It will automatically go back to that. But yeah, apart from that, you can just go and take photos, which is the main thing I wanted. I don't have to worry about my aperture or my shutter speed. The camera does all of that for you. So I can literally, because I've got 400 ISO film in here, it's pretty much always set to 400. As soon as I've got my focus set, I can just take a photo. I have only pushed and pulled the film a couple of times. I'll put some photos in now of where I've pushed the film to 800. I tend to do that when it's the evenings or late at night, just because it's so dark. I kind of want to compensate for all that. And then likewise when it's been super bright, or maybe it's a sunset and the light is just really harsh, I've pushed it back down to like 100, 200. But I haven't actually got any of the pool photos back yet because I've only just taken them. But I will post some of those over on Instagram or something like that, so make sure you follow Otterworks and myself on Instagram. Plug, plug, plug. In terms of features for the camera, that's basically it. The only other things you have is a self-timer and your battery check. So on the bottom here, you've got this little arm that comes out. If you flick it once, you get this really obnoxious battery check noise, which is nice. That just shows you that your batteries do have charge. and you'll have to go shooting. One on from that is your self timer. I've only taken one shot with a self timer, which I'll put here. You've got that mode as well, which is nice. It's a 10-second countdown. But yeah, there's no built-in flash to the camera, but you can actually buy external flashes, which actually go to the side here. I believe it's the A11 and the A16 for the X-A2. I'm most likely going to get an A11 very soon, just so I've got that option to shoot with flash, but I haven't got one yet, so I don't have any photos to show you, unfortunately. I like the design. I'll put the photo in here of what it looks like. I like that it's to the side, because it's such a small camera as it is. That little bit to the side really doesn't add much size to the overall camera, and it's nice to, rather than have it on top, it's a bit different. It's nice. That's what I like about this design. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this camera. The main appeal of it for me was the little resistance that there is for when it comes to taking a photo. I literally always have this camera on me. It's either in my bag or in my pocket. It's so small. It's literally, this is an old iPhone 8 Plus. You can see the camera next to it. It is tiny. I can literally slip it in any of my trouser pockets, any jacket pocket, and it's fine. You can get straps for it. There's a little hole there for it. I just haven't yet. I haven't felt really any need to, but I might get a little neck strap or something. But yeah, because it is so small and it produces such amazing photos, it's literally the perfect camera for me to take out and about with me. I usually walk to work, so it's nice to have that option of having this on me rather than just my phone or a big camera. And I literally even keep it on me even when we go to like Sainsbury's or wherever, or we go out for a walk in the morning. I've always got it on me, so it's just nice to have a proper little camera with me. So yeah, that's basically it for this camera. There's nothing terrible about it. There's nothing I hate about it. It's the perfect little camera. It's exactly what I was after, so I can't really complain. I guess the one thing I would say is it is obviously tiny. I mean, I do have pretty big hands, but it is tiny, so in every roll I've got developed so far, there's at least one where a finger is starting to creep in. That's down to my fault of being maybe a bit too like that. So I learned that the hard way, obviously. So I just say in future, maybe a bit more careful when you're taking a photo like that, rather than kind of bunching up like that, which is what I tend to do. But apart from that, there's nothing I can really say that's bad about this camera. I have only put Ultramax 400 through this at the minute. I'll probably put some HP5 through it soon, or some other black and white film, but I just haven't got around to getting any yet. I hope you enjoyed this video about the X-A2. If you have any questions, let me know down below and I will try and answer as many as I can. I've only had the camera for about a month or so, but I'll try my best to answer any. And yes, if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. We've got a weekly vlog and a weekly podcast that will be back very soon. So yes, please do consider subscribing. Thank you.